Hi, Joe Smiles here. So today I'm going to be talking about the Zoe diet. Is it currently the biggest fad diet scam? In part 1 of 2, I'll be talking today about claims that they make, gut microbiome test and the gut bacteria test and the stool test. I'll also be telling you how to exactly lose fat for life. And in part 2, I'll be talking about the blood glucose continuous monitor patches that they use. Do you really need it? And how to tell if you've got diabetes or not. And also how wearing these patches creates hypochondria, body dysmorphia, and fears in people not wanting to eat certain foods because they're worried about their blood glucose, and it causes some eating disorders, and how doctors are getting worried about this kind of trend at the moment. So as you can see from this advert, that can say that they will test your stools and test your microbiome and do tests for blood glucose monitoring, but they can't actually claim that any of that works in their adverts because there's no research that proves that it works, so it'd be illegal to make those claims. Also, testing for microbiome, they can't actually test for microbiome because there's so many different types, and they can't get a conclusion on what's healthy and what's not, so they can't claim that in their adverts. And also, it's very important to know that you can't make a claim against personal diet advice, because that doesn't really exist either. You've got to, there's governing bodies and nutritional authority governing bodies that recommend various things in nutrition, and that's what almost everybody should follow, which is eating more fruits and more vegetables, moderate protein amounts to get all your essential amino acids, and make sure that you get your essential fatty acids, diet low in simple sugars, low in saturated fat, and high in fiber, and high in moderate to high in carbohydrate. So moving on to the stool samples, again, if you go on to gutscharity.org.uk, they'll agree with me. There's about 160 gut bacteria in each person out of 1,000 different types of gut bacteria. There's nothing to say what is healthy gut bacteria and what isn't. Normally when you go to the toilet, your stools would consist of bacteria, mucus, fat, and cells, which are dead cells lining your colon. So that's what you see. You can't tell anything from analysing your stool samples, and I'll give you 6 reasons. 1, it doesn't tell you if your gut is healthy or not. 2, it doesn't tell you what diseases you'll have or what you might have. 3, every time you go to the toilet, you'll have different gut bacteria in each stool, so every test will show different results, so it's not consistent. 4, the stool test doesn't show if your gut bacteria is alive or dead. 5, a stool test for bacteria doesn't tell you if you're healthy or not. And 6, a stool test sample won't tell you if you are how to improve your health or not. The best thing you can do to improve your health is 6 things. 1, eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. 2, reduce your intake of ultra-processed food and fatty foods. 3, reduce alcohol amounts or don't drink at all. 4, reduce body fat percentage. 5, eat foods with probiotics in. And 6, exercise more. Okay, study 1, 2023 shows that if you want to improve your microbiome, you exercise at the recommended daily amount, which is 30 to 60 minutes of moderate to high intensity of weights and cardio, and you want to do that 3 to 5 times a week. And also in study 2, 2018, it shows that specific probiotics can reduce abdominal pain in some patients with irritable bowel syndrome and diarrhea, and some patients are need to be prescribed probiotics when they take antibiotics, and it helps reduce bloating. It can increase and improve bowel movements. However, the study also shows that the jury's still out, and that probiotics haven't reported to be found beneficial for quite a lot of people. So probiotics are live microorganisms, and they're found in foods such as kefir, which is fermented milk with kefir grains. It's found in yogurt, fermented vegetables like sauerkraut, and in pickles, and miso, which you might have heard of miso soup in Japanese, fermented soybeans, and also soy yogurt. So, what's the best way to lose fat for good? Let me make this very clear. If you want to lose fat for good, you must get away from diet plans, like on the Zoe diet. You've got to get away from diet books, fad diets, recipe books, poo sampling, continuous blood glucose monitoring sampling. It doesn't help you. They don't work. The reason why they don't work is because they don't fit into your lifestyle, and secondly, they don't change yourself, your identity, who you are. What happens when you go out with friends? What happens when you're traveling? What happens about peer pressure? what happens when you finish the diet? You go back, straight back, you put all the weight back on and more, because you haven't changed as a person. So you've got to follow a plan that changes you as a person. Once you stop being told what to do and you put all the fat back on and you haven't changed as a person, you haven't changed your identity, you haven't changed yourself, you've got to reverse that and start thinking, how do I use different techniques, mind techniques and psychological techniques, and shift your mindset so that when you go into certain situations in your life, and you'll have the same situations all the time, they'll repeat throughout, and you'll meet the same people that will challenge you or trigger you to do things that will increase your calorie intake and put on weight. You've got to think, how can I change these fat gaining situations and turn them into a fat losing situation, a fat losing lifestyle? And you do that by using something like my program, my Fat Loss SOS course. It's a long-term course, it lasts a year, and it focuses on certain behavioural, cognitive, so thinking, lifestyle techniques, psychological techniques, and habits and goals and action planning and journaling, and going back to your practicing your new habits to replace old habits, and going back and reflecting on how well you've done, how the process went and what the outcome was. And that's how you get better at building habits into your lifestyle and then becoming a different person. So the old person is in the past, and it doesn't matter what diet you follow your own diet that fits into your lifestyle. You don't fit your lifestyle into a diet. So you can email me at joe@fatlossos, J-O-E, fatlossos.co.uk. You can fill out my 7 key skills questionnaire or quiz, and it will give you I can give you back a pie chart, email you back a pie chart, and it will report the psychological technique, 7 areas, psychological domains that you need to improve on, and there'll be techniques that you need to do to improve that area. And the following key skills are: 1, image ability; 2, mental preparation and implementation; 3, self-confidence ability; 4, anxiety and stress management ability; 5, concentration and focus ability; 6, relaxation and control ability; and 7, motivational ability. When you get the pie chart results, that's when you start working toward lifestyle techniques within that domain of how you scored on those 7 key skills. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. Please get in touch, leave a comment, thumbs up if you found the video interesting and informative. Subscribe to my channel if you like my channel, and have a look at my other videos. And I'll see you in part 2 of the Zoe diet, currently the biggest fad diet scam going at the moment.